I started my college application process because I was grounded. Worst few months of my life. I'm about to tell you how I got into UC Berkeley and everything I wish someone told me about the college process and officially applying to the UCs, to Berkeley. Make sure to like and subscribe before we get into the video. So let's go. So my name is Shay. I'm currently a third year at UC Berkeley. This is not Berkeley right now. I'm studying abroad, but anyways, I have 2 years of Berkeley content. If you want to know what going to Berkeley is like, go check it out. But you probably don't want to know about that. You want to know like how to get in, what were my stats. But remember, comparison is a thief of joy, and I find usually when people like say their stats kind of cocky and stuff like that, but it does, I guess, help gauge what type of activities, what type of GPA Berkeley does like. So let's get into it. My story. So I went to a college preparatory school in the Bay Area, so it was very much college oriented anyways. I maintained a 4.46 GPA. I took a lot of honors classes. I didn't take that many APs. I took like probably 1 AP junior year, 2 APs junior year. I wish I did take more. I wish I took more AP tests for college credit. I didn't take any SAT or ACT since I only applied to schools that didn't need them. I only applied to like 7 schools, 5 of them being UCs. I was very much staying in California. And I also never really considered Berkeley. I kind of wrote it off because I just thought of it as a nerd school and honestly way too close to home. And it felt too prestigious for me, and I was like, I just want to have fun, you know? So I started my own college application process really early because I was actually grounded. Long story, we'll go until I finished my throwback to the worst few months of my life. But it expedited the process entirely, and I got a lot out of that, and I got into Berkeley out of that. So let's talk about what I did in high school. Basically, I came into high school in COVID, and as an extrovert, as someone who loves friends, that was like the worst time in my life. Besides the grounded. I'm to bring up a lot of trauma on this video. And COVID really taught me to be grateful for school and to be grateful like to be away from home. I just felt so trapped at home. So I did everything and anything to get out of the house. So I was very involved. I was like at school until 8 p.m. probably from sophomore year to senior year, like every day doing extracurriculars. Some things I involved myself in were dance and drill. I was orchestra. I was concert master my senior year for television, like TV program. I did virtual tutoring. I did refereeing. I was in a retreat leadership program because I went to a Jesuit school. I did babysitting. I was an admissions master. I was part of a quartet with my violin. I did the JV dance team. I was leadership for that. The Korean Culture Club co-president. Don't remember that. And I had some awards. Like, and then for Berkeley specifically, I applied for media studies, but the first year it did not become impacted, so it was easier to get in for media studies. I really stressed in my application my love for creative, and I connected to media studies through that. So I think that's also important too, that you're not just like, it kind of resonates. There's like a through line, but I'll get into that later. Honestly, for me, like going into PIQs, I love writing and I love talking about myself. So you basically can just glaze yourself in a humble way writing. So I was very excited to do my PIQs. It's like 1% of But at the same time, I'm like, I've been working so hard all my freaking high school life to get into a good college. I'm ready to freaking write all the shit I've done. And I feel like I didn't stress the college process too much. I got it done by September. So here's some advice I would give so you don't stress too. Let's get into it. So number 1, I'd say crafting a good story really matters when writing PIQs. So it's not really exactly about what you've done. What you've done is kind of important, but it's how you frame it. How do you capture the reader's attention? How do you make it a narrative? There's power in storytelling. And also like contextualize the meaning, like what did you do but what you were given? Like sure, like maybe you didn't like save $1,000 from the forest because you had to work a job, because your parents were never home. You know, with what you were given, what did you do to mitigate that? Actually did a filming with UC Office of Admissions and I had to give advice. The video might come out soon. I had to give advice. And honestly, all the ones that showed the student did the most from what they were given, very impactful and very. Also with the PIQs, no, you don't have to answer all 8 prompts. Just pick 4. The ones that you actually have something to say, not necessarily just impressive. Also, don't try to cram your whole resume into your PIQs. Use 1 to 2 vivid, specific moments per essay instead of summarizing just everything you've done. Also for PIQs, your extracurricular list already showed everything you do. Now, PIQs actually give you a chance to be like, what does that mean to you? Why does it matter? How do you think? Don't just repeat your extracurriculars. Also, word count is tight, 350 words. So write over first, then cut. Don't try to like write to the word count, if you know what I mean. I cut so much. If you know, guys, how much I cut from these videos. Extracurricular wise, depth really matters. As I said before, admissions cares a lot more about impact and leadership than just a long list of no through line. Also, find a thread that connects your activities into one identifiable interest or identity. For me, it was being creative. I had dance, violin, and making videos as kind of my creative through line, especially when it relates to media studies and like how I understand the world. Also, leadership. Think back and like, I was never a leader for anything. Leadership does not require a title. In fact, mentoring, organizing, or just being the point person like a group project counts. It counts a lot. A lot of leadership stuff in high school, you know, stuff that looks good on the resume, but the thing I chose to write about was like being a soccer referee, because that made me super uncomfortable. That was something that I had to really get out of my shell of. I think using that really niche experience and not necessarily experience that would like look good on a resume, like you.
What do you mean you didn't win 5 coding hackathons? You know, what?
Soccer referee, but like I think it showed humility. It was just a different narrative. How I learned to become assertive, how I learned to step up into a role I was not used to, which I think is pretty valuable. Another tip, start early, do not procrastinate. It might seem very overwhelming at first, right? So let's make this digestible. If you give yourself enough time to really think, to really write, I'm turning on the AC, it's hot as balls. It will pay off. I mean, you don't want to live the rest of your life thinking, oh, what if I spent more time? Like, would it be different? You know, start early. And also, it's such a relief when you get it done early. Number 3, and honestly a huge big one, don't be afraid to ask for help. I did basically all of this alone. I was mapping deadlines in my notes app super early into the morning, just guessing what admissions really wanted instead of really knowing. Like, I got lucky that writing does naturally come to me, and I really do enjoy writing, but if it doesn't for you, like, that's where we can get some help. You shouldn't have pressure to do everything alone. So this is why I actually wanted to bring up Momentum College Prep. They're who I'm working with on this one. What they actually do is basically the 2 things I struggled with the most. First, building a college list that's truly realistic, actually mapping out like each reach school, target school, everything to your Second, helping you find the right and real angle for your college essay, not just guessing what sounds impressive, but actually figuring out what are those little stories, those little vivid moments that sound like you're you instead of any other applicant. They also help with the unglamorous stuff, deadlines, submission dates, and all the little last minute minute details that are really hard to control when you're like applying to colleges. They even do interview prep and decision season support too. Their advisors went to schools like Harvard, Cornell, Duke, Brown, and U Chicago themselves, so they've actually been through the selective admissions on both sides. If I kind of had someone early on telling me, oh, this essay works, this doesn't work, that actually help expedite the process so much and make me feel a lot less alone. Also, another amazing thing, since Momentum College Prep is a smaller company, the prices are 50 to 70% of the huge college companies. Also, you can book a free consultation with Momentum College Prep. You'll click the link for a half-hour consultation. We'll go over your background, your profile, and how they can help you with the process. So go check it out. Let's get back to the video. Another tip I have is just something that I truly just thought ever since like the beginning of the college process, even before. But I always thought it of like dating, like pretend like the colleges are like, okay, in my case, like guys you're dating. Like you know you're the prize. And if you don't feel like the prize, do the work that will make you confident in your application. So if you're a sophomore right now, what can you do to be, by the time you're senior year, like, oh, I'm confident in this application. I knew for my 4 years of high school, I have grinded, I have worked, I like put in effort, and I knew I was super confident in my resume, my activity. I knew my work ethic, and I'm like, if a college doesn't want me, like, they're lost. I just think like that. That was like my mindset. Like, they're lost if they don't want me. So when it comes to like things like wait lists, you don't want a guy to like choose a different girl and have you on the wait list until they say no and go get you, right? You want the college. Okay, I'm a little too cocky here. I kind of thought of it like I knew my worth and I knew how hardworking I am. I know the type of person I am. So I didn't stress because I know whatever college did accept me, it'll be okay. And they saw the value in me, so I'll go. And I don't know if this will help anyone, but that's just like a mindset I have. I don't know if that'll help or hurt, I don't know. Just like, that's something I thought about, so I'm just gonna add that in. Because like, I truly thought like, if a college wants me like right away, oh, I mean, they did see the value in me. If they were giving me like scholarships, oh, I mean, they did see the value in me. Like, besides this, maybe the school I wanted more, but they waitlisted me. And they didn't want me? Anyways, maybe I'm just like, that was a tangent. And then last reminder is like, this is just the beginning. People move, transfer schools, decide to switch majors, like switch between my double major like 5 times my freshman year. So like, you never know what's gonna happen. And like, this is not the end all be all. And I know everything seems scary. It seems like, oh my gosh, like I'm determining the rest of my life right now. But no, like so many things change and it's just the beginning. So you should be excited, and good luck on college apps. Good luck in college essays. You got it. I know it's a hard time. If you ever need other videos like this, just comment down below. I'll try to answer any questions you have about Berkeley or whatever. I'm sorry, my hair is so messed up, but remember to check out Momentum College Prep for college health. See you in the next one. Bye.